What's up again, guys? Thanks for viewing the channel again. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for commenting. Thanks for the advice. Now, some of you guys are giving me some advice that is so deep. I'm talking about technical. One guy told him he was like really being scientific. I'm talking about it was like he had a cheat sheet and everything. And that's like, man, that's because that it lets me know. Not only does it let me know how deep the game is and how complicated it is. It's really complicated to try to remember a lot of phalanxes you must use. And I'm talking about we hear the terms uh, 424. We hear the terms, 055 or 244. We hear those terms a lot thrown around. And if you don't know what it means, it simply means uh, a 244 is you're going to have half as much infantry as you do range and cavalry. It's just kind of broke down into that kind of numbers like that. 40% range, 40% uh, cavalry, and just 20% of infantry. So they kind of use it like that. But there's things like 992, 969. Man. Oh my goodness. So that kind of leads me to the video that I want to make today about what do you actually want to do with your account. Uh, I think that's important when you start off building, and then once you really realize what you want to be in Lords Mobile, then you can go about the proper things you need to be that. Now, of course, you're gonna need examples and things like that. Now, I'm not a specialist in large mobile. I'm not one of the technical guys in large mobile, but some things I do know. And listen, guys, I know that there's been some testing and some research on T2 versus T3. I'm still gonna be that guy to tell you, man, T3 or better than T2. Now, if you're starting off an account and you haven't unlocked T4, what are you going to have? Just all T1, T2, or all T2? Right. So it's and then if you have a full account where you have T5s, or are you just going to have it where you just have T2, T4, T5? I disagree with it in a sense. And I know they cost more than T2, and they do beef up the account as far as the might on the account much really high, makes it look really high. And of course they take more to heal with. Let's look at something right quick. Um let's see something right quick. Let's just do this right quick. Let's do this right quick. Let's just check it out. We're gonna do this. I don't really have necessarily anybody I can like really smack. I wish somebody I'd have to look at a video to see something. Let me hit somebody. I'm gonna hit my guy here. Let me send him a message first so he won't think I'm. Let me send him a message right quick. Only a test. That's my guy. He looks real beefed up. He has grown up real. He's killing it. All right, let's go do something right quick, guy. I'm gonna attack him. I'm not gonna use any familiars. I'm just gonna use some T3s. Uh, let's just say I kind of just mix it up a little bit, guys. How about that? Let's do 75, 75, and do we want some fire bruchettes in there, or just the regular ones? I guess it ain't gonna really matter, right? And then 75. Now, we're gonna do 70. Well, I can't do that. So let's do 50, 50, 50 then. That will save me some loss there. All right, so let's do it like that. No familiars, just straight over the board, T3s, and then I'll do some straight over the board, T2s. And I want to look at the mite that drops, which we don't necessarily need to do that to know what kind of mite you lose. I could easily go into the thing and find out, but I want to figure out what it's going to cost to heal them, or what it'll cost to, um, heal, or you can already find out the mite you lose based off just going into your barracks and dismissing. It'll tell you the mite right there that you want to lose, but it won't necessarily tell you the healing cost of them right there. So that's why I want to kind of really do this to see what the healing cost will kind of be of 150,000 T3 troops. So let's do that. And right behind him, I am going to send in some T T T2s behind that. So let's go. That's T1. I'm sorry, guys. Here we go. Recall you. Attack. Now we're gonna go to. I should have used my girl. What's her name? I forgot her name because she understood. We did the test before. I don't want him to take that personally, as if I'm just trying to attack him. Hopefully, appreciate the kills. So we got some topics we want to discuss as soon as I kind of like just wrap this up real quick. So let's look at it. Let's make sure we have nothing in our infirmaries. We want to clear that out just so that it doesn't interfere with anything. All right, so let's look at the mite that we have, where our mite's at. I think we could do that in the barracks, right? That's just a troop count. Let's look at our mite. All right, that's where we're at. So, there's our mite there. We had 365, 553, 658. So let's see what's going to happen there. Let's view that. Let's see if he drops anything at all. 108. He got a little bit out of there. So let's look at the mite there. That we see that. So I lost like 4. I need to heal right quick if I can beat this clock. All right, and then the remainder was kind of hard to know because I healed, right? And didn't really. My bad, guys. I did that. So I'm gonna have to probably do the T2 again because I didn't give my enough chance to know what actually. Well, I guess we got the videos. You guys can look at it because what we were looking at is what it actually costs to heal. And I kind of blocked some stuff. So how about, let me repeat the process. How about that, guys? So we got the T2. We're about to find out right now what the T2 will cost to heal right here. As you can see, it costs only 2 million food, basic roughly, and 1.4, 1.4, 1.4 of the rest. So that's what it costs to heal the T2s. So I'm going to heal those, and then we'll see the damage otherwise on the rest. So let's heal those. So we got that. And I'm not really in troop gear where I can heal and add extra boosts and stuff like that. You can say this was like a messed up. So let's hit him again with the T. Well, it's in there. We know what it cost to heal the T3s, and we know the might it dropped. So we really don't necessarily have to do another one. We can just do the dismiss on the T2s. Let's go there. Just say this train. Let's go to here. Details. And let's say dismiss. And let's put 150,000 in there. That's what we had, 150,000. So that's approximately 1.2 billion might that you'll lose on that. And then the other one was 3.6. So it's basically 3 times as much might drop, or either way, it's three times as much might. Uh, so T3 gives, I need to turn off some stuff, don't I? T3 gives you 3 times as much might as T2. That's a lot. That's a big difference. And the might that they carry is okay. They're 24. So the other one must be, if it's 3 times as much, is the other one 8? Eight might? It's got to be, right? Yeah, 8 might. All right. So and then we saw what it takes to heal in the video. I didn't get to see, but you guys got to see. I would have to go over the video. I would have to see the video myself. So we kind of saw, uh, in a somewhat way, I think we was able to see what it costs to heal. That's not what this really video is about, but that's just kind of what I just kind of led to that. So whatever that's worth, uh, but I'm still a firm believer that T3 has a very important part, and I don't think they're just there to be uh, useless. What we got here? Nothing. Thought I might have had a solo award or something. So you got to first of all know what you want to be in the game. When you start an account, you got to know what you want, what you intend to be. That's the first thing when you're starting Large Mobile. Now, if you're just like I did and you just start without basically knowing what you want to be, that's going to be tough because you're probably going to be building in a way that is not going to, you're probably going to waste a lot of time or a lot of resources and materials building a certain way. Uh, like a person that wants to be a rally lead, you really want to work on. You don't want an extreme amount of research as a. I mean, let's me back that up. A rally lead, no, you want all your research. I mean, in fact, if you're going to be a real rally lead, where you're doing wonder battles or you're rallying castles, you're going to want all your research done because you're going to want every possible stat, every possible boost that every let's put that up there, that every different uh, I guess you call these. I know it's a tree, but every different boost on the tree can give you. You're gonna want every last one of your stats. Uh, so um, you're gonna want it all. I mean, you really gotta have the entire research done to be a rally lead, to be a true definition of a rally lead. I'm not talking about somebody that just got. Uh, there are different levels of rally leads, guys. We know that. There's ones full max accounts. There's people that do the Chandis and the Wonder, the barons, emperor. They do those. I mean, them are your that 5 or 1% or whatever at the top of that, dominate the game as far as with stats and with appearance and have spent the most. Also, if you're gonna be a Wily, you're gonna want, you're gonna eventually want to have just about every boost you can get. So really, you're having pretty much you're working towards a maxed account, because that's also going to fall under the category of your Pack Five familiars and things like that, and maybe not just Pack Fives, but the familiars that, let's say, like, that's not one of them. That's not the one I was looking for. But he does give a. That's not that one. The one I'm looking at. Some of them probably might give counter boost or stats. And I think those are Pack Fives. Let me see. Cavalry infantry, cavalry infantry boost counter. So that's a 15% boost there when it's maxed out. Here's a range cavalry, and then there's an infantry cavalry. So this particular familiar here will give you extra boost as that. But I want to swap back over to, what if you're not going to be a rally lead? What do you need to work on? Because that's what someone asked me uh, in the comments. And who was that asked me there? Let me see. Let me change these glasses out, guys. Because one is too strong. He asked me. Let me see. Y'all see me? I may not be able to see it, guys. From what I'm look at what I'm looking at. It was just a little short statement that they asked. I do want to see if I can see it though. If I can. I can't see it from where I was at, guys. And I already answered him too. I told him I'd make a video later on today about this. And he asks if and you guys can help in the comments too if you would, because some of you are much more knowledgeable of the game and everything than I am. So if you're not going to be a rally league, what category does that where does that put you? So you're not a rally lead, and most trap accounts, they don't do all the research, uh, because that can add to their weight, because the research really, when you do certain research, it really does uh, give you extra power, and it makes you look not so much as a rally trap. So he was asking, what research should you do if you're not a rally lead? And so I'm guessing that he's mainly saying, if you're just a person who uh, you're not necessarily trying to be a filler for rally leads, but you just want to be a person who um, is like just have a good account, is what I'm guessing. Maybe I should have asked him for clarification on that. But one thing you gotta keep in mind is that research is going to be contingent. Like, in order to unlock, say, T4, um, in order to unlock T4, the research tree may send you back to having to max out, say, economy, which would not include gem in harvesting. But it progresses, and it's based on if you've completed certain other researches. Like, it won't make you complete your uh, your tower wall defense stuff. It won't make you do that. But it will make you do other important things. Like if you come here, you know, there's certain researches that you have to finish in order before you can go on to completing some other ones. Uh, and so I would say if you're not a rally lead, so the first thing I would say is figure out what it is you're trying to be, because what you're going to keep in mind, economy is something like this. Uh, Gathering speed, you may not worry about how much you can gather, but nonetheless, you may not be on unlock other researchers without having some of this at a 10, maxed out. Maybe not the entire research tree, but a lot of it may require you to have completed. So when you plan on having a good account, what I would say is if I wanted a good account, if I'm not a rally lead, I know I'm going to want to have all of the troop types, because if you don't have all the troop types, then that takes a while. And I don't know if the person who asked me that is free to play or if they're pay to play. Because at free to play, you're going to be a very long time anyway reaching T4 if you don't already have that, and especially T5. And but as I said, whatever in the research is going to allow you to have the troops, all the troops. I think every player who plays Loris Mobile, one of the things they do want is all the troops. Now, keep in mind, when I started playing, I did not have T4 for a minute. I didn't even try to get T4 for a minute. Uh, uh, it wasn't that I didn't want them, I just didn't know all that it took to get them. And before I knew it, I had already spent so much on the game just by building troops and buying worthless and senseless packs and falling into the IGG traps of buying this and that you don't need, with all the gambles and stuff. Everything is a gamble. So, so you're gonna want to have all your troops. The if you're not a rally lead but you want to have a decent account, you still want to lock T5, and that requires a lot of different types of research, such as uh, right. I think it's this here. You'll have to get to this research just to get the Lunite, you know, just to be able to get to crafting Lunite and NT5s anyway. Uh, so uh, that's something you're gonna have to do. Your military command. Uh, Deals with darknesses and fury and things like that. It's hard for me to remember a lot of the stuff back then. That's why I wasn't sure if I wanted to do the uh, video on this account or my alt account, which my alt probably wouldn't help either, because there's still a lot of stuff in there that's not unlocked, but it is close to T4. But I don't know if it's at a point where if I go to unlock T4, which I still have a lot of nines up top, so I wouldn't do it anyway. But if I got to the point where I could click on, or if I did click on that, if it would show me that I had to go and finish, not only the research above it in that particular uh, military, whatever. Uh, but like if I was able to click right here, if I was able to click here, I'm already maxed, but on that. So would it tell me I have to be um, my alt account would tell me I'd have to make these here a 10 before I can come down here and start on that. So If you're not a maxed account, the research that you should do is, if you're not a rally lead, the research that you do is, first you're going to do the research that's going to uh, unlock your troops. Then you're going to look, and then you're going to want research that's going to make it as cost efficient as possible. Because you can train troops and build troops, but you don't want to you don't want to you want to save on what it costs to build your troops and things like that. And that may not be really important, but it can help, and it could take more time too. So you may not want it. But if you're going to unlock all the troops, then uh, definitely do the research that requires that. As I said, I can't go back and look at all of that, but uh, you definitely going to want to do that. And if you still want an account that's not necessarily a rally lead, but it's good, then that means, of course, you're going to want some decent familiars. As you know, in my account, I definitely struggle with a lot of different types of familiars uh, that I made mistakes on. So hopefully you don't do like I did. And I got that pack there because I wanted to get the cards, so I had to get something, because I had to get the cards for the extra gems that they give out, you know, the 200 for 30 or whatever. But so um, the 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 heroes, or the familiars that you're gonna want to have. We're still looking okay. Got about 10 more minutes. The heroes that you're gonna want to look at first. I'm not sure if some of these familiars, and I kept saying heroes, but I'm not sure if some of these familiars require certain research. Um, familiar. Let's look at familiars. Harvesting familiar calls. Pack 1, pack 2, pack 3. Unlocks pack 3. So yeah, there is your familiars that you're going to have to get, that you're going to want, is going to be based off also doing the familiar research, because it's just like you can't train T4 troops if you haven't unlocked the military research, and you can't train um, certain familiars until you unlock that research. So if you're ever going to want T5s, and you really will, I want them. You're really going to have to reach the point where you got to do the research on that too. So it's looking like, uh, whatever research you can avoid, like you may not want to max out gymming. I don't think that's a mandatory. Doing all of your defense here, I don't know if that's necessary. It could be, guys, uh, even though it's really non-beneficial. Uh, Sometimes even players want their wall broke down before their rallies, just so their troops can, attack back and not be behind a wall. So there we have it again. So basically, if you're not a rally lead and you do want a good account, basically that's going to require pretty much doing as much research as you possibly can to get what you want. If you just want pack 4 familiars, then unlock the research that'll give you pack 4s. If you just want T4s, then just do enough research to give you T4s. But as I said, don't lose sight of other research that can help. Like, you're still going to want to do monster research, because you want to be able to hunt different levels of monsters, even if you're not hunting level 5 monsters. Most people do not. A lot of people do not. Uh, that's just true. But at least you might want to hunt level 3, level 4 monsters. Uh, and any particular monster can give you like a level 2 monster can give you the same bonuses or benefits as a level 4 or level 5 monster. You know, so I really don't know what the difference of a level, uh, other than it's supposed to have a larger amount of rewards for the person. Let's try to see right quick if there is any kind of real difference. Let's look at this level 1 here. and they have the rewards of opportunity of gold. Okay, so I guess the other one, a level 4 monster, will have a rare purple or something like that. Let's check it out and see. Purple. So they're going to be graded like that as now that's either epic or rare. It's one of those. I'll be forgetting. And then the other one is going to be obviously blue. You know. So and it's not necessarily. Listen, guys. Even though it says that you could still when you hunt a level 5 monster. Let me show you guys. Let me show you. So yeah, let's see right quick. Uh, ran out of some space there and gotta redo that. But I want to see just by hitting a level 5, I am going to pop a little bit of boost there. I really didn't mean to pop a 50% boost, but damn. Anyway, let's roll. So I'm gonna hit this, and you see it has a potential. It just has the potential. The potential rewards are there. Greater possibility of getting better rewards. And I'm gonna max that out, of course. Let's do that, and then that there. So that should max that out there. It should be 63. It's only 57. What's going on here? What's going on here, guys? You upgrade. Nope. I know I can upgrade some of these, but I wanted to make the hit a little better, but never mind. One guy told me he has, one trap account told me he has all attack jewels in his monster gear. Boy, you never know what's going on nowadays. So this was only giving me 57 boost. I wanted, let me see something, guys. It still is 57. So, oh well, it is what it is, man. Is there anything I can do, guys, to make that bar go higher, other than wasting other than wasting? Sorry, guys, get that out of the way. Other than wasting Ember, which I'm not going to. So I don't have Ember to waste, guys, on a monster hunting. So let's just roll with what we got. All right, let's go. I could go into my familiars, but that's wasting stuff too. Let's hit this guy, man, full force. Did I have the right? I know. I think I had the right. I think I had the right heroes too with magic. Yeah. So let's look at the rewards that we got out of there. So we got green. We got green. Got some fuel, one, but we got green materials there, guys. Is what we got. Got a few gems. Let's hit the level 4. The same max strength and see what we get. Let's use this and this. Now let's see. I'm gonna use one more like I did with the other one. Still at 63. I'm normally at 63, guys. I don't know what's wrong there. I don't get it. Let's see what happens here, and then I'll hit a level 3. Let's see what's going on here. We'll see what our rewards are. Okay, and I got the same green materials there and got more gems though. So the level 4 paid off just as good as the. Well, let's kill this guy. I don't want to do that one. I don't actually need the entire 63 to kill that, but we'll do it anyway. So let's see what our rewards are going to be on that guy. It took a while. Still got green on there. No gems on that one. So basically, as you can see, it the rewards, the potential of getting a gold out of a pack, out of a Monster 5 is there, though you're less likely to actually get it. But the potential is there, is what it's telling you. Everything with Lars Mobile is a gamble. You know, uh, I did get a blue one that time, a blue material, and I got some gems. So, yeah, so that's, there you have it. You know, I got a blue one out of there. So just because it's a higher grade level monster doesn't mean that. But back to the point I'm making is, the point I'm making is that if you want your account to be, if you want your account, it's not a rally lead, but you still want it to be a good account. Um, you're going to want to do monsters because that's going to give you materials. It's going to give you stars, gems, resources. You're going to always want to use that. Uh, um, I would say something like this reduces the cost, but you're going to have to go through that anyway to get to where you need to get to. So I would say, yeah, you're building an account. I would say definitely get the research that requires all the troop types. That's just my point of view. Some are going to disagree and say, you know, even though you have to unlock T3 to get to T4, they're going to say not use it, of course, which fair enough. You know, it's up to the individual to kind of see if that's going to work into his troop composition or not. It works for me, of course, but most people don't have as you can see, most people don't have as many troops as me. So that's the research, and then the familiars, like I said, the familiars that you're going to want. Get familiars if you're not a rally lead. Most rally leads always want familiars that have attack stats or HP. But if you're not a rally lead, maybe you want a familiar that gives you gems. That's expansion there, but they also have it where, let me look at it. That one there is Payday. You get random jewels with that one. The other one is, where is he at hiding? I think it's, this is one that gives you free free gems. Um, so it's really going to depend on what you're trying to get, you know, because each that's going to give you gold. Uh, each one is going to give you different things. You might want a familiar that's going to give you the research that you need to have extra research or troop training. So it's really going to depend on what you're actually trying to do. So you build as you're able, but build according to your needs. If you see a familiar that has, let's go down to here to level 1 familiars and 2s. You see something like this where you say, I don't want a familiar that is just for food production, unless of course you are hyper, or you are your castle is just trying to make food, or something like that. I don't think he's talking about that. It also has at started battle increases army HP. Some people may want that particular one there. They may want the maxed out one. Let's use another one then. Let's use this guy. Cavalry defense increases cavalry defense by 80%. That's a lot of cavalry defense though, guys. But some people may not want this particular familiar. So as you're building your account to do what you want it to do or to be what you want to be, that's when you look and you see, I don't need something like that. But then you're like, okay, how do I know what I need? How do I know what I need? Well, that's kind of like where you kind of basically, you're going to um, you're basically going to narrow down what is large mobile to you. What are you playing large mobile to be? What do you want to do? If you want to be a rally lead, then you know you need all of the attacks you can get. Anything that got to do with attacks, anything that's got to do with HP, anything that's got to do with expanding uh, your rally. You know, things like let's see, like increases. Let's see here. This won't be one of them. No, that's not one of them at all. He wouldn't be one. But let's see if this one doesn't. That one's just a counter. How about Titan relocates the turf? That ain't the one we want. He's not going to do it. I'm seeing if there's one that's going to increase max coalition or something like that. So does Snow Beast do anything like that? No. And is it the Summoners of Shield? I don't think anyway the max coalition is going to be on that side. It's going to be on this opposite side here. So let me go back. Titan doesn't have one. But the point I'm making is there's some familiars I'm sure that have where they allow you to increase, you know, your max coalition or something. Cool down. Because there's one right there. Max army allies. Max allied army size 35,000. So every rally lead is going to want any stat that not only is any stat that can help him hit harder and hit the hardest, but he's going to want any stat that help him counter the hardest or any stat that helps him have a bigger size army. And that's why some of them love the increased army size 100%, you know, which is happening now. So, but if you're an account that say you don't want that, you just want to be a good account, then I would say as you're building under whatever type of castle yours is defined as, that's just basically how you're going to build. So and it's going to require learning too. So if you want to be like, if somebody wants to be just a trap account, well, they're going to need some troops. You know, because you don't necessarily have to have the best gear to be a trap account. You really can be some troops. But really, some of the best trap accounts out there got champ gear. So that, you know, that your gear, is going to, let me see here. Force march. But I think the gear, basically your gear like this, like say this here, this has nothing to do with, it has nothing to do with research in a sense, you know. You can be a 300 million castle and have champ gear. You could be a 500 million might castle and have all mythic champ gear. You know, just be dope like that. You know, so that's how some people, they want that effect there. So that really is not, that's not really, if I'm correct, that has nothing to do with research. That's just how much you're gonna spend. But there's going to be other things that they are going to need in addition to that. They will need some familiars to help with their gear, because you can have good gear, but if you don't have the troops, the amount of troops necessary, or the amount of familiars necessary, and it could hurt you. You know, you can still not hit as hard as you want. Another thing is you're going to need is because people have gear nowadays. Because you have gear nowadays, there's always other ways to improve it. So, but I want to tone back down and not to the person that's just trying to be a trap account or a rally lead, but the everyday ordinary person. I would say, um, starting off, I would say if you don't have a lot of troops, don't worry necessarily about having a lot of infirmaries. It does give you army HP, but I would say if you have, I think I got rid of all of my, well, not all of them, but where is what I'm looking for right there. Whereas this one gives you a whole lot of army attack. So there's army attack there, and some people go back and forth whether they should have HP or army attack. Uh, I tended to like this a little better because I have a lot of troops, and so it only gives you a little bit though, just 2% army attack, whereas your infirmaries gives you what 5% army attack, so or army stats, so you get way far more of a stat with having all infirmaries, and you get to save a few troops, less dead than you would, because your troops don't start dying until your infirmary is full. So, um, so yeah, find out first and foremost what exactly is you want to be in Lords Mobile. That's the first thing you're gonna want to do. I don't want to go too long because I already got a merge of videos anyway. So find out what you want to do in the game. If you want to be a rally filler or something like that, that's just kind of like being a support. Uh, you know, which every guild has to have. Of course, you got to be able to contribute something in the guild. Some people just want to be. I don't know why they would want to be, but they just want to be a monster hunting guild. All they want to do is hunt monsters, but there's a benefit of that because it can give them jewels and materials and resources and gems and things like that. A lot of boxes, and with that stuff, they can then convert or make their castles, unique. They can have the right gems in their things. They can have a lot of not right gems, but right jewels. So hunting monsters and things like that can give you a lot of good stuff, as we saw. So first and foremost, define what you want to be in the game, and based off that, then you're going to go ahead and figure out, uh, based off what you want to be. That's what you're going to start weeding. That's what's going to start eliminating what um, what you're going to um, research and what you're going to be trying to accomplish. Like me, what am I? I am definitely not trying to be a rally lead because I'm not someone who wants to just spend money to just waste it. So I don't want to be the person that's you mandatory have to spend every week, every month, mandatory just simply to replace troops or to try to increase the power and the stats. I really just want to be probably like old boy is saying that a nice castle. To be honest, just be a nice castle, a respectable castle. Uh, I want to be a castle just like when I started. I want to be a castle that you can't bully me. I can send all your rowdy parties. That's probably what will have to happen. But those it would take a very long time to zero me with at this point. Uh, and so I want to. My thing is I want to be the type of castle that is big, it's respectable, it can have fun. Uh, in KVK, or I want to be able to when I'm on the game to be able to have some fun, basically. And I want to be able to be in the game and be respectable and have a good account. That's where I'm at. I'm not trying to be a trap account. I'm not trying to be a rally lead, uh, um, and I'm certainly not trying to be a farmer. So so that's where I'm, or a monster hunting guild, or monster hunter. I want to be able to do a little bit of everything, basically. So it requires having a little bit of everything, and that's where I'm at. I just want to be able to have a little bit of everything. Have some couple of good familiars, have a couple of good champ pieces, have some mythic stuff, and you know a good account. Because at the end of the day, when we get through with building where we're at, IGG is going to come out with another update that's going to make it